Straight up.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the weekly meeting of the Plano West Rotary Club. I am Alex Johnson, your president, and I'm going to turn this over to our illustrious and infamous Sergeant of Arms, Mr. Mike Walker. Take it away, Mike. By the way, we're only going to do this for 10 minutes.
Oh, I got you. Okay. One thing when I do these brags, I never seem to think to ask you for a brag. And I thought today I'd ask if you had a brag for the club. Is that a yes or a no?
You forget I do things while you guys are doing that. And so that's why I say don't do me for brags.
Oh, okay. Then I'll skip you and go to Zane. Zane, you have a brag?
Sure. I am looking to schedule classes for next semester that just opened up, so that's exciting, I guess.
Well, good. Okay, thank you. Antonio, you have a brag this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm just glad to be in the club, and I'm excited to get to know everyone.
Great. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Morris, do you have a brag?
Just excited to be here today and be your guest and your guest speaker.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Joanna, do you have a brag?
Yes, working with Michelle Thornton, started a service project in connection with our 5810 district conference. This is creating family hygiene kits and collecting items to put into homeless hygiene kits. Those Sign Up Genius links are in process. So please jump in.
Sounds like a lot of work. Thanks for heading that up. Catherine, do you have a brag?
I do actually. I got my first vaccination on Saturday, and my husband got his on this morning. Literally, thank you to Alex and Rotary. He went to the Honey Grove location and they fixed him right up. And I want to add, I'm going to put in the chat here a link to an event it's not associated with any organizations, but some fellow Leadership Plano alumni and I are sponsoring a meet and greet for our city council candidates, including our mayoral candidate. And so here's the link to that. It is on Thursday, April the 8th at the Art Center.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Johnson, Laura, do you have a brag? Laura Johnson, yeah, you go.
I'm here. A brag, I would say this week, well, I'm gonna go with, goodness. Sorry, you caught me off guard. I think with, I'm gonna brag on my work team. We do property management on large scale warehouses, and during the storm, we incurred quite a bit of damage. And I think the whole team did round the clock work to get our tenants back operating again, those who were flooded, those who lost power, those who pipes bursted, didn't have fire coverage, you name it. We've just kind of been doing it. Last week, I think, was our wrap up of everything. We did a walkthrough, tested everything. Everything's back in order, but from February 12th until probably last Monday, it was chaos for all of us, and we made it through that. And I think we did a good job. And it's time for our tenant surveys, which means they give us their rating, how we're doing. So it's like a customer satisfaction report from them. So I'm hoping that the work that we just got done doing will reflect that we are awesome. So because that's how I feel we are. We did a bang up job this past month.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Randall, you ever brag this afternoon?
I guess I'm going to follow the trend that Laura was talking about with her work crew. We finished our move, and I guess if I can kind of flip my screen around here, we're still full of boxes, but we have everything here in our office, new office here in Richardson. So I will brag on our office crews, about maybe 3 of us coordinating it. But that'll be my brag for today, just finishing up a move.
That's a good brag. Thank you. John
Hey,
Stafford, you
hey,
have a
Mike,
brag?
Mike, we've got a few guests on. Can we go ahead and get them in? Jerry Chambers and then John Russo as well.
Sure. John, let me start with John Stafford. Do you have a brag?
I just want to brag on a new member of my family here, Pickles, who we got from DFW Pug Rescue on Saturday.
Welcome to the family, right?
Is he a Rotarian?
He hasn't done any service projects yet. Isn't that right?
But he has a heart of service.
Thank you. Hey, Jerry, glad you're with us this afternoon. Do you have a brag?
Thanks, Mike. It's good to see everybody. Just working really hard, getting it done.
Getting close to the goal line, I guess, here.
Yes, getting close to the line. And today's the 30th, so 20 days until early voting starts. So working hard.
Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Let's see here. The pictures keep moving here. Where'd that person go? I'm trying to find Julie. You ever brag?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Yes, I want to brag on our city. That is so awesome. I had a friend reach out to me this week and said she's trying to figure out how to get her husband vaccinated. He's homebound. He has ALS and is in late stages of the ALS and can't get him out to get vaccinated. And so I said, sure, let me reach out to some people. So I reached out to some contacts at the Plano Fire and our city manager and one of our councilwomen and sent an email. And then she responded with a little bit more information and her contact information. And less than 2 hours later, she sent me a text with a photograph of the Plano Fire Department in her house vaccinating her husband. So way to go, City of Plano. They are getting it done. And that's why I'm so passionate about our city. That's why I want to serve our city, is because we are doing it right. So proud of our city.
Yeah, thank you. That's a great brag. Thanks, Julie. John Brissell, you ever brag?
I sure do. I may be the newest kid on the block, but I already signed up for membership, service projects, and public image. So, Alex, you guys can just put me to work.
Well, wait till the Balloon Fest come around.
Excellent.
That's exciting. Glad you're with us. Mr. Fred Thomas, you ever brag?
He's muted.
Oh, Fred can hear me or not.
You must be
How
muted.
How about Roxanne? Do you ever brag, Roxana?
Sorry, you cannot see me. I don't know what's going on with my video. Yes, my parents just left on Saturday. They were here all week from Mexico. So it's really fun to see them. Yeah, I enjoy them. And we did a lot of things. Beautiful week.
Hey,
Yeah,
thank you.
so.
Thank you. Mr. Kent Stone, you ever brag this afternoon? Kent, can you hear me?
I had to get to the right screen. I was in the Zoom settings at the time. No, just we're just in wait mode. Thank you.
Good to see that. Good to see you. Mr. Posey, you ever brag? You're on mute. Tom, you've muted. Can you unmute it? There you go. There you go, Tom. You ever brag?
Nothing special, just enjoying the weather. So let's do it again.
Good. Always good to talk to you, Tom. Fred, you want to give us a brag about how the Riley interviews yesterday? We got about 30 seconds. You're on mute. You're muted there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
One word, it was entertaining, but it was exhausting. We had some great candidates, and I appreciate your helping too. And we got good candidates. We've got probably 2 that are just going to be alternates because we don't have enough slots for everybody. But anyway, I thought it went well after we worked out the technological problems with Zoom. Anyway,
Yeah.
but thanks for asking.
Okay, thanks. I think that's it. There, Mr. President, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to have Mr.
Can't hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
I can.
Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to have Mr. Benton Hall lead us in the prayer. So let me, been having some technical difficulties here, and then take it away, Benton.
Thank you, Father, for this this great several days of weather. We're so appreciative. Continue to guide us as we serve in our community and empower our leadership. And thanks for all those who serve. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, my friend. I think I was told you're in a special location right now. Where are you?
No, I'm home.
Oh, you're at home. Okay. Thought you were going to be at Greek Isles. All right.
I did too. That was yesterday and I missed it.
Oh.
If I got any holy water, I'm up for it.
There we go. Well, next I'm going to ask Joanna Snowden. She's going to lead us in the pledge. Take it away, Joanna.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. Thank you, Joanna. Well, now what we're going to do, we are going to do what I call the most important thing to do as a club. Well, first, what we're going to do is we're going to vote for our 2 new members. And one of them is here. The other one had an emergency, so we're not going to be able to induct him until tomorrow. But we're going to vote for both Bruce Mang and we're going to vote for Evan Altimus. And I think everybody's been reaching out to them and getting to know them over the last couple weeks. And Bruce just bailed out of class to be able to log in. He's a UT Austin student. So we will be able to physically or do his orientation or his induction. But right now, what are we going to do? Everybody knows. I think who here, we have a couple non-club members. So as traditional, we're going to use the polling capability for Zoom. That's when you're going to vote for both Evan and Bruce. And don't vote if you're not a club member. So I think we only have a couple we have Jerry, John, and Julie are the non-club members. So don't press the button. Oh, and Morris as well. And obviously, Bruce, you can't vote for yourself. So ready? Everybody should be seeing it. Thank you, everybody. It was unanimous. So we have all just voted Bruce Mang and Evan Altimus into the Rotary Club of Plano. Now, as I mentioned, Evan, he had a situation, so he's going to be inducted next week. But today, we're going to be inducting Bruce. And like I said, he was in class right now. So he got out of class just so we can go through, so he could go through his induction. So what I want to do right now, everybody has gone through this. Bruce, right now it's between me and you. I'm speaking to you. Normally we do this in person, but obviously we're not. So this is, I'm inducting you into the Rotary Club of Plano West. So Bruce Mang, you have been proposed for membership and the club has elected you. Therefore, it is my pleasure to induct you into the Rotary Club of Plano West. I understand you're aware of Rotary's requirements and will follow them. You have offered your services to assist your fellow Rotarians in their community and international projects. As you know, Rotary is a service club, each member performing what Rotary terms as service above self. Besides service, you will have the benefit of powerful bonds of friendship with fellow Rotarians locally and worldwide. I especially commend to your attention the object of Rotary and the four-way test, which form the criteria for Rotarians in their daily lives. When you travel, you'll have the special opportunity to attend Rotary meetings and meet Rotarians throughout the world. This is another rewarding benefit of your membership. And now, by the power vested in me as president of the Rotary Club of Plano West, I'm going to pin this emblem on you, it's a Rotary pin, which you will receive, and I'm going to declare you to be an active member of this Rotary Club. Welcome to Rotary, and we all look forward to the enrichment of our lives and your own by your association in the world's oldest, largest, and finest service organization, Rotary International. Woo! So Bruce, let me give you a couple seconds to say something to the club.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for voting me in. It's a great opportunity, and I'm excited to work with you guys on service projects in the future and to get to know you guys better. Thank you.
Hey, welcome, welcome. For those that don't know, like I said, he's a student at UT Austin, so he makes our third, and we will have a fourth, a club member at UT Austin. He's a pre-med, so he actually makes our third pre-med student. And so we are building our expertise and we're building our membership. He's a good old friend of Antonio. So Antonio had lots of bad things to say about Bruce, but we ignored him anyway. No, he didn't say anything bad. But we're so excited, Bruce, for you to be involved. And I know I've been able to talk personally to Bruce, and he wants to really get involved and really serve and help make Plano a better place. So welcome. Now, as you probably know, that Roxana, she's our membership chair. She'll be getting back with you or somebody on her team today with your new member kit and kind of get to know you and kind of walk you through the next steps. So you're in great hands with Roxana, and she has onboarded more than half of our club. So she's really knows what she's doing. But thank you very much for joining us. All right, as you guys know, the second most exciting thing that I like doing for our club is Paul Harris Fellow ceremonies. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our amazing Rotary Foundation Chair, Mr. Randall Livingston. Take it away, Randall.
Thank you, Alex. And it is always my pleasure as well as the Foundation's Committee Chair to have this time during our meetings and to have this opportunity to recognize members of our club who have gone the extra mile to become a Paul Harris Fellow. So today we do have that distinct honor of recognizing one of our own. So if I can get my good friend, Mr. Zane Carlson, to allow me to share my screen with everyone, I would like to do so. As always, I have a small presentation that I like to give for the person that is being honored. And today is no different, of course. And I promise, as I always do, to behave for the most part, but then I always sneak a little something in there just to make it fun and interesting. So today, it is my honor to basically recognize someone that's been in our club for a short period of time, but has made some outstanding contributions. But before I do that, I want to just recognize some of our current members and some of our past members that may have been recognized as well for this Paul Harris Fellow distinction. And you'll see before you on the screen, just some individuals that are actively involved within our organization today and some that have been active in the previous years and have been recognized as Paul Harris Fellows. And so today we get to add to that list, which is great. Today we get to honor one of our own, Mrs. Laura Johnson. And it's really a privilege for me to have this distinction because not only is I have an association with her with Rotary Club, she happens to be the wife and the spouse, the better half, I will say, of one of a good friend of mine for a long period of time, over close to 20 years, if I can count correctly, and I've lost count because they've been really good friends as a couple. 20 something, I can't remember. But then I started aging myself, so I'm not even gonna count because we met when we were toddlers. How about that? Now she is a Paul Harris Fellow, and I picked this glamour shot for you, Laura, because I really liked it, the one that I found the most. She has a genuine heart to care and serve for others. And here's just some of the pictures of Laura in action. And also, just like I've had the opportunity with some of our other fellow Rotarians, I've had the opportunity to talk trash with Laura on some of our freeway or highway cleanups, if you can notice here on the left-hand side. And also you can see I put an arrow there pointing to where she was volunteering for one of our elementary schools for a food donation pickup. So she's been actively involved in our community for quite some time. So this is why it's an extra special for me to have this opportunity to present this to her today. Laura, with even such a small frame, is a heavyweight in the volunteer realm. She's been actively involved in the Junior League, Food Pantry, the Transitional Living Program, as well as the North Texas Food Bank, in addition to her Rotary participation that she's had throughout the year. She's a loving wife, and she's devoted to family. And just here are some of her pictures of just her family, of course, that's over the previous years. And she is, again, just a loving wife and devoted, and she is devoted to her family. She's also a great friend, including a good friend to me over the years. Not only do we have a friendship, we share an interest in property and real estate management. So I do consider her a friend as well. And guess what actually turned up in my Facebook feed just in time for today? I just had to share this with my fellow Rotarians because you're my friends. But here's a picture that I found of Alex and Laura in their early years, one of my favorites as well, that just kind of captures the essence of what they've been in the previous years. And so I think around this time is when I maybe met them. So probably the timing will work about the same, but just thought I'd share that with you guys as well. With all that she does and everything that she does within her family, her donations of her time, generous time to all of these different organizations, she remains calm, cool, and collected. And so with that, it's my honor again to just present this Paul Harris Fellow distinction to Miss Laura Johnson. So virtually, I will present you with this beautiful new Paul Harris pen. And then also you get a beautiful certificate, which is suitable for framing, which will be delivered to you as well. If I can get this to cooperate with me. So you will get this certificate as well for your Paul Harris Fellow distinction. So with that, please join me in congratulating Miss Laura Johnson on becoming a Paul Harris Fellow today. So with that, I want to give Laura,
Hip, hooray.
you'd like to do us in distinction of this. Again, I'm very pleased with this, and it's a personal honor for me to have this opportunity.
Wow, Randall, thanks for that. Obviously, you've done some PI work to obtain all of that. I'm not sure what to say, except I think the club, I think we've got great members. I do love serving, and I think I'm serving with a great group of high caliber people. And so I think we're quite effective, and I just thank you for your support and recognition on this. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Congratulations. And back to you now, Alex.
All right, Randall, you're awesome. Obviously, I know Laura a bit, like I guess what, 26 years a bit, 25. Oh, there we go. And this is what I'll let you guys know. I've been in Rotary 18 years. I've been in Plano West Rotary 3 years. Laura just joined last year. So for 17 years of my life in Rotary, she had no desire of joining. And so it's because of Plano West Rotary and what we do. She didn't just join because her husband is in it. She joined because she loves this club. She loves what we do, and she loves the people. So I'm just happy that I'm part of a Rotary club that my wife approves of. And so I think it's awesome that she has chosen to join the ranks of the Paul Harris Fellow honor. All right, well, let's move on to their next part because Morris wants to speak soon. and I am taking up his speaking time. We're going to talk a little bit about club business. Well, we voted for Evan this week, and we will induct him next week, so continue to welcome him. But we're also going to vote for Sneehall and John. John's on our call here, so everybody continue to get to know them, and then we will be voting on them next week. And so that's really exciting. And we have Taha just hopped in. I also want to, oh, Glenn, can you pop up on your, let me drop this so Glenn can show his screen. We got a special recognition from U.S. Representative Van Taylor. Can everybody see Glenn's screen?
Zane, can you give me a sharing privilege here?
Yep, you should have it.
So there we go. We got this because I don't know if everybody remembers, we helped out the city of Plano, specifically Brandon and Courtney, and we recruited and led some volunteers in the pop-up overnight warming station. So somehow, you know, Representative Van Taylor found out about it. So somebody must have told us, and he presented us with this congressional recognition. This is the second one that we received. We also received a recognition from Representative Taylor in August for our different things that we did on behalf of COVID and helping the community. So great job, club, for doing what we do. And we're being recognized at the congressional level, which is pretty cool. And so with that, let me go back to my screen share. And as we know, because of what we do is why that's how we make an impact. I also want to encourage everybody, District Assembly, April 10th. It's basically leadership training, and it's free and it's virtual. So you don't even, there's not even a reimbursement. I encourage you to sign up. If you want to learn about leadership and Rotary, things that you can do, you'll also meet other Rotarians in the Dallas area. Sign up for it. I'll be there. I don't know who else will be there, but definitely do it. And then also we have our district conference on April 23rd, 24th. That is more of a celebration. And if you want to go to that, you have to sign up for it, and then we reimburse you after you pay for it. There's a live component, and then there's a virtual component. I'll be participating in the virtual component, but we do have a couple of our members that will be involved in the service project part, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. But you've received emails about all that, so I definitely encourage people to, oh, one nice thing about both these events, Rotarians from all of North Texas are going to be there. So if you show up in person, you'll be able to meet them in person. If you show up virtually, you'll see them on a Zoom like this. But there's an opportunity for you to engage, meet new friends, and find other people that have your same interests. Now, under how we serve, we completed our first Armstrong Middle School drive-through. Ms. Catherine Goodwin, she ran it from the club side, and then we had a little help inside the district with Mr. James Thomas, and I heard it went really well, and we've already are full for the April version, and I think there's only 2 spots left for the May version, so people are eager. So our great club member James is looking for other opportunities for us to serve, and because there's other food delivery options in the school district. So great job for everybody that participated in that. Also want to talk about, we had our Clean Up Plano Avenue K, which we've done for 4 years now. It's the Adopt a Highway program. Glenn runs it. I think we had at least 10 people participate in that, Glenn?
Right.
So
thank you, LaShawn. LaShawn was there, and her, I guess, granddaughter, Jaden. It was very cool.
Awesome. So we knocked that out. When we get 10 people, we finish it quickly. I've done it when there's only been 4 people. It takes a little longer. So it's always nice when we get 10 people. Now let's talk about upcoming projects. As part of the district conference, they're having some service projects. And so what we're going to do, we're going to basically promote 2 of the service projects as a club. The first one is family hygiene kits. I think that one's on the website now, and we're going to start promoting it social media wise. But basically, we're going to be asking people to buy items, prepare kits, and we're going to be providing them most likely with the Wellness Center, of which we have somebody here. Is Joy here? Yeah, somebody who cares about the Wellness Center. For those that don't know, Joy Hinkleman is the executive director of the Wellness Center for older adults. So we're going to be collecting these items with the goal of them going to the Wellness Center, who we love for like, what, 30 plus years our clubs has worked with the Wellness Center. And then also, we're doing homeless hygiene items. So this is a little different. On the hygiene kits, you're buying the stuff, you're packaging it together. For the homeless hygiene items, you're just buying the items and you're just going to drop them off at the, actually both are going to have drop off at Greek Isles. And so that's not on our website yet. It will be by the end of the day. Joanna, she is running both of them in partnership with Michelle Fortin. And so those were just getting up there. We have to collect all these items by April 16th. So basically we have 3 weeks and a couple days. So get your friends to get on there. There's also the opportunity of just, Joanna went through the hassle of creating Amazon wish lists for all of it. It is a hassle because I've done it before. So you can just go in there, order it, and have it drop shipped right off at Greek Isles. So she's made it really easy for us to help families as well as homeless. So go Joanna, and everybody support it. Now, on April 17th, the Great American Cleanup. For those that don't know, this is a nationwide cleanup. Over 1 or 2 weekends, cities all across the US, they designate that Great American Cleanup. So we are going to be supporting the city of Plano. They have upwards close to like 1,000 volunteers on this day. So we have signed up for 50, and it's a pretty huge project. And Glenn Thornton is, quote, the chair of it, but he needs help because there's these sections that we have to sign up for, like 10 people per. Each section needs a team leader. Well, Glenn can't be in 5 different spots at the same time. So we need club members to sign up as an organizer, so that way you can work with your team in terms of the city gives us supplies, but you got to make sure they show up, they give them the supplies, and make sure the waiver stuff. So do that. This is a big project for every city, obviously for the city of Plano, and we're stepping up in a big way. Then we have Armstrong in April. I've already said it's already filled, so you can't sign up anymore. But we also have Armstrong in May, that there's a couple spots. We have the cards for nursing homes. Carolyn and Sam Yam are doing those. And then we have our global grant team that Catherine is facilitating Identify Homeless projects. So go ahead and talk to Catherine if you want to be on the homeless global grant team. So that's it for our club business. Now what I'd like to do is we're going to have Laura Johnson is going to present our speaker that she's known for a tiny bit. Take it away, Laura.
Hello. Oh, I am unmuted. Good. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Morris Garcia. I've actually personally known Morris for quite a while. We worked together, 25 plus years ago at Fujitsu ICL. And I guess we went along with our own lives and everything and reconnected with them, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, Morris. I'm trying to remember when that was exactly. But anyway, he's a great guy. He's a diverse guy. He's an owner of a roofing company, North Star RPG. He's done a variety of stuff in the, what am I trying to say, in the community. He's very involved with nonprofits, equal rights. He does a lot of fundraising, and he's big on family. His children are grown, so he's got quite the grandchildren list of, I think he's got 12 grandchildren. So anyhow, I'm sure that it keeps him kind of busy on his free time. But anyhow, I will give it over to Morris to just speak about our program today.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction, Laura. I believe we reconnected at one of the CCGLA meet and greet, or the gala meet and greets at Jay Forte's house.
Right, but I don't remember what year that was.
It was still way back then. I mean, not,
Okay, because I go to those often when they come up, and so I
Right.
just don't know which time I reconnected with you. But anyway, I'm glad I
Exactly.
did.
Yeah, same here. Well, everyone, thank you for inviting me and asking me to speak to your group. And today I'm going to talk to you about the North Texas Pride Foundation. I've never spoken in front of a Rotary Club meeting, and so this is a first for me. And I probably will stumble a lot as I move forward with this, but nonetheless, one of the members mentioned something about going to pre-med school. My oldest son is a doctor. He's a vascular surgeon. So you've got quite a journey ahead for you. But a little bit about North Texas Pride. Let me see if I can operate this. Here we go. The North Texas Pride Foundation is an LGBTQ organization, meaning that it's comprised of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning, and straight allies. It is a 501c3 nonprofit organization with 9 members on a board of directors. The group is diverse, and we like to reach out to a little bit younger, different backgrounds in the community, and that way it's represented all the way around. Our mission statement is to, oops, did I do that? There we go. Is to North Texas Pride advocates equality, unity, community integration for the LGBTQ and allies through forums and events that promote pride and self-acceptance, education and awareness, and social interaction. A little bit of history about how I got involved with this. In 1992, I relocated from California to Dallas with a company that had merged with another company. Laura mentioned it earlier, a company by the name of ICL, which is International Computers Limited, United Kingdom-based company with merged with Fujitsu Business Systems, and it was located in Southern California. And so when they merged, they wanted to relocate to an area which was more affordable, so to speak, and more centralized than being in just in California. So off we went to go to Texas. I was very honored to be asked to come and join the group and the management team that started up the new company. So after settling in Plano in 1993, I came out basically, and the term out means that I was leading a straight life, but came to terms with my orientation and got involved with the community. Part of that was finding out about an organization that was very young called CCGLA, or the Collin County Gay and Lesbian Alliance. I went to meetings, got involved, was asked to be a board member, and eventually was the president of that organization for 6 years. During that time of that 6 years, I came to realize that there was a large community, a large population of the LGBTQ families raising children, having their careers, being involved in the community as well. And we had always gone to a pride event in downtown Dallas. Well, I thought that, you know, we have this population north of 635. Why don't we have our own pride event? And so we did a little bit of research, and a few other people got involved with that. And off we went and had our first pride event north of 635. The idea was it didn't have to be the biggest event. It just had to be the first. So a handful of friends and volunteers got together, came up with the idea, and off we went. We were neophytes in this organization, this committee, more than an organization at that point. So it took a while for us to put it together, and on a very cheap budget as well. I started putting this together with a YouTube link, but I don't think that'll work. So what I did was gather some pictures of that first event. A friend of mine, Chris Aparicio, who owns the Plano Tortilla Factory in East Plano, also was the general manager of one of the restaurants they had in McKinney. His restaurant was right adjacent to an alleyway, and he heard about what we were trying to do and offered us the use of that alleyway because he had other events there previously. And so we got together and started forming the first Pride event. And we sold bottomless glasses for margaritas. We had sponsors and vendors that back then we asked them for a $30 donation so that they could set up their booths. We had kid activities, mainly face painting and a few games, but it was other things that we needed as well. Like we needed a band, we needed a DJ, we needed entertainment, we needed giveaways, but we all put it together. And we had a sponsor that was going to back us, but eventually my partner then, Tim, who's now my husband, and I actually financed the event. We were hopeful that we would break even or make a little bit of profit that would go towards the committee. And the idea was that we would get people there that would become interested, get involved, and help grow the committee on the Pride event for the following years. The idea is that we did get the event off the ground. We were a little bit afraid after setting everything up that during that first hour, we had only a handful of people that were wandering around, and we started getting a little bit of panic that we weren't going to have as big a crowd as we had hoped. Within the next hour after that, we had over 200 people show up, just gathering and enjoying the music, enjoying the company of each other. And the kids had things to do, as you can see in one of these pictures as well, face painters there. What we thought was going to be anywhere between 50 and 60 participants ended up being more than 200 people. And to us, that was a huge success. And as it turned out, there were people who got interested, wanted to find out how they could be part of it and help plan the next years. So we also at that event, that first event, designated another nonprofit organization as a beneficiary to a percentage of the proceeds that we got from the festival. And if we've done that same thing throughout the other years, with the exception of 2020 due to COVID-19 and having to postpone and eventually cancel the 2020 event. But nonetheless, we give anywhere between 10 to 15% of our proceeds for festival donations. One of the biggest challenges of the annual festival is location or a venue. And that being said, we've had different struggles trying to find locations. We've had the festival at multiple events or multiple times in McKinney. I think we were there 3 or 4 times, and then we went to Louisville as well. And now we reside in Plano. We're at the Arts Center of Plano, right adjacent to Haggard Park. And it's a great setting. It's a park-like setting, and it takes a lot of negotiating and planning and meeting with different groups to put this together. One of the things is that we get involved in talking to the City of Plano special events and permits officials. We get involved with the police department. We need to their presence for security of our guests and our sponsors and vendors. We also get involved with the fire department for safety and EMT services as well. But we also need to notify local residents of the day of the event so that they are aware that there's going to be a large crowd there. That's one of the things that we're required to do from the city of Plano. And because this is a private event, we also have to negotiate fencing and to mark off the area to protect the guests and the sponsors and vendors that we have there. And one of the things that we've done is, in order to attract returning sponsors and new corporate and business sponsors, is that we applied with the IRS for a tax exempt status. And we gained that status in October of 2014, thereby allowing businesses and corporate sponsors to write off their donation as a tax deduction. So one of the other things that we are involved in is a long-term vision. The idea of having our own home, a place that we can have some permanent stature in somewhere in North Texas, possibly in Plano, some other location that might have a facility that's big enough where we can meet and have events there and do education, as well as other things as well. The idea is that not only would we make use of this, but we would also allow other organizations to come in and use the facilities as well. It's be very similar to the Dallas Resource Center, which does a great job for the Dallas area, but doesn't extend out those services north of 635, which is why we took this long-term vision on. It's nowhere near close to being complete, but we're still working on it. We're trying to do some planning, and eventually I'm going to step aside and dedicate my time to doing some grant fund raising and more planning for it. Let's see here. What I'd like to do is show you this video. As you can see, our little festival that we started in 2011 has grown, and it's grown to the point of providing a park-like setting that's conducive to bringing kids out and adults and other members of the community. It's not just an LGBT event, it's open to the entire community. And what better way to improve community relations than to meet in the same place, talk to people, learn their differences as well as their similarities. That's what makes this city the city of excellence, because we are a very diverse community. So that being said, you notice that we do have performers there that are of the drag community. And they've been very good in North Texas Pride because they raise money for us. In 2019, we received thousands of dollars from one pageant system towards our goal, towards our yearly annual fundraising efforts. And so they provide a great contribution to our organization, and we love them for it. In 2018, we started a King and Queen pageant of the North Texas Pride Foundation. And at the 2019 Queen, recently, just a few weeks ago, because we couldn't have an event in 2020, got COVID. And being a nurse, it was kind of unusual or ironic that he would end up getting COVID, but he did not make it through. And so this coming event that we're planning to have will be in that Queen's honor. Just very much appreciative of everything that they've done. So a little bit more about this year's event. North Texas Pride, Come As You Are, and that's always been our theme, Come As You Are, is Saturday on June 12th. It will be at the Arts Center of Plano. And we may also extend that into Haggard Park. That was our intention in 2020, but due to COVID pullback, we're not sure exactly how well that's going to be carried off. It's looking more likely with the increase in cases now again that we may postpone to the fall season. But we'll put that information on both our website as well as on our Facebook page. Speaking of awards, in 2019, the City Council and the Mayor Harry LaRoseliere, a good friend of mine that I've known for years and even attended our wedding a few years ago, awarded us in recognition of the work that we do and the contributions that we give back to other nonprofits. And some of those have been like Jonathan's Place, let's see, City House, the Plano Assistance Center of Plano, just to name a few. So we look and we ask people to apply for those positions for beneficiary, and we've been very fortunate in being able to give back from things that we have received. But we'll keep you posted on the upcoming event. I just want to show you an example of what our website looks like. When you go to www.northtexaspride.com, it'll bring you to this homepage here. And you'll see our Pride logo there. And then you also see buttons to the right of that. The button for a sponsor packet will give you more information about pretty much what I've spoken about today and a little bit more. It also provides you with various levels of sponsor levels that you can subscribe to, or if you know anybody that might want to be a part of the festival, they can also register through this page as well. There's a donate button just because, and there's a contact button there as well. We are transitioning from our old website to the new one here, so there's not a whole lot of information on the website currently. One of the other things that we have is the Facebook page. You can go there and like it and keep abreast of events as they occur. We have an event coming up in April 25th, which is the pageant that I spoke of earlier. It will be in Plano at a restaurant called El Noa Noa. They're just right off 75 and Park. And so just if you're interested, check out the information on our Facebook page. So I think that pretty much concludes everything that I had to say about the North Texas Pride Foundation. I want to make mention that one of your members is also one of our contributors and volunteers. Julie Holmer has been very instrumental in helping us plan and have successful festivals through the years here in Plano. So any
Thanks,
questions?
Morris, but to be fair, I'm not a member, I'm a visitor. Just
Okay.
to clarify, but thanks for the shout out.
All right,
A
very
member
good.
yet. Yes.
There you go.
My first question, because you
Yes.
brought it up, Morris.
Yes.
You talked about Mayor LaRoseliere attended your wedding. Who officiated your wedding?
Well, to be truthful, I asked him and he wasn't sure if he could or not. But the person that stepped up that I asked was Jan Sullivan, one of another good friend of ours, and we had it at the Haggard Park at the gazebo, and it was last minute, and we made a couple of phone calls, and everybody that we called showed up, and we had a great time. So thank you for asking. Yeah.
And of interest to that, for those that don't know Jan, her and her husband are longtime Rotarians, and Ian's a past district governor. And yeah, so I thought Jan is the one that was able to connect me up with Morris. So I'm kind of disappointed that you said this is your first Rotary Club, because I would think Plano East would have had you presenting a long time ago.
You know, I've given that some thought since you and I have spoken, and I realized that I'm spread pretty thin already. You know, with family, with the foundation, with the roofing business, and my personal life too, and grandkids as well. So it would really be stretching it, but I would still keep it under consideration.
Definitely. Well, Morris, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we don't have time for questions because we're getting close to the end. But what I do want to do is something. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to need. There we go. I just killed your screen sharing. That's okay. One thing we do for all our guest speakers, in appreciation for your time and program, Plano West Rotary will donate $10 in your name to Rotary's Polio Plus Fund, together with the 2-to-1 matching funds from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That $10 will turn into $30, and that will provide polio vaccine for about 50 children. Now, which is more relevant to a lot of people, Rotary is currently using its polio infrastructure to aid in the vaccination for COVID-19, specifically in underserved developing nations. So your donation is also being part of the COVID vaccination effort as well. And just to finish off on polio, the Rotary's been working to eradicate polio for over 40 years. It is what you would say is our global service project. And we just, I think in December or November, Kent could point it out, we eradicated polio in the entire continent of Africa. And it's down to 2 countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan. So we are just this close on eradicating polio, and we will be that close to eradicate COVID-19. So I do want to thank you for speaking to us. And as we talked for foundation, for the North Texas Pride Foundation, they are a nonprofit. They give a lot to the community and they need a lot of volunteers. So we look forward to touching base with you in the future, because that's what our club is best on, serving the community. And so we really appreciate you presenting your mission, your life to our club. And we hope that you volunteer with us in the future. All right, well, everybody, before we wrap up, next week, we're gonna have Jean Brown. A lot of people may know Jean. She is head of the Plano Affordable Housing Corporation. So she's going to talk about affordable housing in Plano. I know a number of people here personally know Jean. Is Mike Walker on? I know he knows her well because they've got a project right across the street from his office. And so he is very active in that. So it'll be very interesting to listen to Jean next week. And so to close it out, we're going to have one of our newest members, Antonio. You're going to lead us in the 4-way test. Take it away, Antonio.
Hey, thanks, Alex. Now, if you all join me in the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Go Rotary!
Rotary. Excellent. Well, thank you, everybody. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.